crafters. My name is Verna from StampinNotes.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located Canisteo, New York, and I love to share the joy of paper crafting and card making. And today I'm bringing you a beautiful card made with some of our retiring designer series paper. It's the Ornate Garden Designer Series paper. Isn't that beautiful with the daisies? Actually, this paper is retiring, and it's usually $15 because it's a specialty designer series paper. It has the gold foil in pieces of it, and it's on sale right now for $6. So you might want to scoop this up while you can, while it's still available. If you place an order of $50 before tax and shipping in my online store, use this host code and I will send you some beautiful gems free as a thank you from me. So the designer series paper that's on sale, or this particular paper, is on page 149 of the annual catalog. It's right here at the top, and you can see it is just beautiful. It's 12 by 12 designer series paper. So let's get started on this card. This is a fun fold card. It's a card that layers inside a larger card, as you can see, like that. So to begin with, we need a piece of thick basic white cardstock, and this is, excuse me, this cardstock is 11 by 4 1/4. I've scored it at 5 1/2, and I need to grab my bone folder and just crease that score like that. We'll break down those fibers so it lays better, and I think I'll do it this way too, especially with it being thick cardstock. Okay, so I've done that, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my trimmer in, and this is the trimmer, Stampin' Up's trimmer. I love this trimmer. It has a cutting blade and a gray scoring blade on it, so you can do both on this trimmer. It has an arm that extends out for your larger pieces of cardstock or paper or whatever you're cutting. And I'm going to just take my cardstock and I'm going to line it up on 3 1/4 inches right here, and I'm going to cut off, so I'm going to use a darker blade, this piece, and this will create the bottom layer that is going to fold up for our card. So I've got that. You will also need a piece of thick basic white, and this piece is 10 1/2 by 3 1/2, and it's scored at 5 1/4, and I've already done that. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my designer series paper that is going to be on this back piece here, and this piece is 5 1/4 by 4, and I'm using these lovely daisies. I'm going to take my seal and just run that. Actually, this is Seal Plus. With the Seal Plus, you just want to be really light with it when you're using it. And if it doesn't start, just you might have to turn the wheel a tiny bit to get it going. Okay, and we're going to adhere this to the inside, centered to this inside here. That looks about right. And I'm going to bring my designer series paper for the front. And this piece is 4 by 2 inches, and I'm using the gold foil piece. And I'm going to go ahead and put the Stampin' Seal on this. And if for some reason you do have trouble with it running, this mat right here will help. Just rub it on that mat or roll it on it, and it will get it going again. I really like the way this adheres. It works great. Okay, and I'm going to put this on, center this on the front of this. like that. Now I'm going to bring in the smaller card that sits inside like this, and I'm going to put the layers on it. The first layer I'm going to use is a piece that's 5 by 3 1/4, and this is another pattern of that same designer series paper, and this has the smaller daisies. We'll get our Stampin' Seal going like this. If you haven't subscribed to my channel and you'd like to subscribe, that would be wonderful. Hit the little bell so you're notified when I upload my next tutorial. And if you like it, give me a thumbs up. I always appreciate that. I will have all of the measurements and supplies in the description below the video tutorial. If you don't catch a measurement, it'll be listed down there. Okay, so we've got that on there. So I'm going to put my Mossy Meadow layer, matte layer on the inside, and this is 3 1/4 by 5. Another good way to get this started, if it's not rolling for you, is to back up to a piece that you did, like just this one, and that'll pull it and get it going. Okay, so this needs to go here like this. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and center this on my card base like this. So I want it about like that. Again, I'm bringing this Stampin' Seal Plus in, and you just kind of roll it and rock it back and forth like that real quick. Don't push down hard on it. Okay, we're going to center this. That looks about right. Like that. So let's do some stamping. And I'm using 2 stamp sets. One of them is retiring. I'm using this Ornate style. This is the one that's retiring, and I love the images on this. I'm using it for the daisy on the inside. And I'm using Ornate Thanks for the sentiments, and this is not retiring. This is carrying over to the annual catalog, the new annual catalog, which will be available May 4th. Exciting. I haven't gotten mine yet, but as a demonstrator, I've been able to order, pre-order. So I will be showing some of my pre-order when I get that. And it will be fun to share that with you. All right, so we're going to do the daisy. This is going to be the inside of the card. And I'm using Mossy Meadow. And I'm just going to stamp the daisy right there, like that. And I'm going to bring in some Stampin' Blends. I'm not going to do anything fancy, just coloring the daisy in. And I'm using the light Mossy Meadow for the leaf. You could shade it, you could bring in the dark, and if you're going to do shading, I always use the light first and then bring in the dark and do some highlighting on the dark, and then it blends very nicely. It's beautiful. And I'm just going to take my So Saffron, and I think this is the dark. Yep. I'm going to bring it in like this and just color in these petals. I'm offering a card class of each month. It's called Sweet Notes card class. And in my card class, you will receive, everything's pre-cut to make 8 cards and 4 different designs, 2 of each with the envelopes. And I also give you about $20 worth of supply that you can use in making the card. If you stay in for 6 months, consecutive months, then you will receive a $25 gift certificate from me to purchase anything you would like through me from Stampin' Up. You can drop it at any time, however. You don't have to stay in it. But you can email me at vernastamps.com if you're interested, and I will bill you through PayPal. I'm just going to show you quickly. These are the cards for this month, and they are beautiful. So you would get everything pre-cut and ready to go. And then there's a suggested supply list on my blog at stampinnotes.com if you're interested in signing up. The registration closes April 10th for that, and they're mailed out around the 20th. And the price, $40, includes the priority shipping also, the $20 worth of supplies, and the supplies to make 8 cards. So I would love to have you join. Okay, so as you can see, while I was talking, I did the daisy for the inside, and I used the playing with patterned resin dots for the daisy center. And they are not retiring. These will continue on in the new catalog. And so we're going to stamp the sentiment, and I am stamping, this says, the front says thanks, and this says for everything. So I'm doing this in Mossy Meadow also. We've got that on there. I'm going to bring in my Seal Plus, and you can see I wrote notes on the back of my card here. The farmers here are getting the fields ready for planting. We have one field that's plowed up and ready to go. It looks like our weather's going to be warm this week, which will be wonderful. Okay, so this is going to go on our inside here. It says thanks for everything. I love daisies. All right, now what we have to do is our sentiment for the front. And I have a piece of scrap cardstock. It's just 1 by about 3 1/4. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp the thanks. And again, I'm using Mossy Meadow. I am going to bring it over this way. That looks pretty good. And I'm going to make a little flag on the end here. And how I do that is cut up the center with my snips and then go from the corner to the center like that. And that's our little flag. I am not popping this up because I'm going to add the daisy, so there's already going to be some bulk here, and I'm just gonna take my Seal Plus and put it on the back. And the other thing nice about the silicone mat is if you're using glue or whatever, it will not stick to it. The glue will just dry up, and then you can the flakes will brush right off. All right, I'm going to make a daisy, and this is the medium daisy punch. This also is carrying over to the new catalog. It's not retiring, which is wonderful. And I gotta grab my scrap cardstock. Okay, I'm just using the regular thickness cardstock, the basic white. And you want to turn your punch so you can see the bottom part where you're punching, and I'm going to punch 3 blossoms. I'm just going to take my blossoms take my finger like this and curl these ends on all three. Oops, we lost one. We'll put him on the bottom, it won't show. You can use your bone folder to do this. I just usually end up using my nail. Okay, so for this I'm going to bring in my multi-purpose liquid glue. And we're going to put the one on the bottom that I tore the petal off of. Then we will layer this one on that, like so. And then this one I'm going to put going the other way to give it more dimension. We want to make sure we fill in that spot right there. There. That looks more realistic, like a real daisy, with some of the petals going up and some of them going down. Now we'll bring in some glue dots. What did I do with my glue dots? Here they are. And I'm going to take my Take-A-Pick tool and just put a couple on where I want the daisy to sit, probably about right there. Okay, I'm going to bring my daisy in, put it on there, and I'm going to bring in one of the resin, Playing with Pattern resin dots. It is a long title. And center it on the daisy like that. Now, I'm really sad about this retiring. This is like my favorite ribbon. But it is retiring. It's a polka dot tulle ribbon. This is something else you may want to snatch up while it's available. I think I just want to do loops because there's not a lot of room under that daisy. So I'm going to go like this. And then I'm going to cut this loop right here. Is that one cut? Yes, that one is cut. And I am going to lift the daisy up. Let's see which way we want it going. Maybe like this. Yeah, I think so. So I'm going to bring in a couple more glue dots. And put one there. And another one here. Under there like that. I'm going to take my ribbon and I think I'm just going to put another glue dot on top there so the daisy will stick to it and help hold it. Put it right in there like that. Okay, then we need to cut these. Look a little wild. There. I need a dot here. So we'll take one of these medium-sized ones. And we'll put it right here. So our card is done. It says thanks. And inside for everything. And that makes a really nice card. Thanks for stopping by today. And I'll see you next week. Have a great week. Take care.